When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything!
Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening and hello everyone. Thanks for joining us and welcome to Putting the Fire Out. Tonight we're going to be talking about some natural ways of getting pain relief so that we're doing more of a little bit of a natural way instead of taking all the different medications that we have and stuff like that. I have been doing a lot of research on this. There's just so many different ways that you can get pain relief without having to take all the different medications and stuff like that. One of the big ones that I have been looking into is magnesium. Seems to be one of the big ones that there's a lot of research going on with that. I'm waiting on we've got a couple guests that is going to be calling in. One of them is Jessica Johnston. She runs a little business that is called Voodoo Herbs. She makes all of the products herself there. I have used a lot of her products, and they do seem to work pretty good. I mean, she's got quite a bit. One that really helps me is it's called peppermint spray. It's got magnesium in it, and there's something else in it as well. That stuff works really, really good. I really like that. She does also have some different things that you can use. She has one for pain relief. She also has one that is an anti-inflammatory. That works really good as well. I use all those. She does have a RSD kit that she uses. Those are really, really good. She's got a lot of different products. Like I said, I use a lot of them. So, like I said, we got one. Hello and welcome.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Hey, Brian, it's
good.
Chantal.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. On the line with me right now, I've got Chantal. She is one of them that uses the products that Jessica makes. She's had a lot of success with it. I've also got Jessica on. Jessica, I'm going to let you take it away from here and let everybody know how your products work and stuff like that.
All right. Well, I heard you talking. Oh, dropped my phone. Heard you talking about magnesium for a second. Figured I'd touch a little bit on that really quick too, which I do have several magnesium products, including the spray you were talking about, which is a lavender peppermint magnesium spray. It's super simple, and I'm actually planning on doing like a tutorial for people to see on my Facebook page how to actually make it at home as well. And I find that its simplicity and everything, I mean, it really works really well. It's simply magnesium, lavender, peppermint, and water. But magnesium is great because it relieves muscle aches and spasms, and it has an important role in the neuromuscular signals and the muscle contractions. And so when you don't acquire enough magnesium, your muscles can go into spasms and pain, etc. And it helps the muscles to contract and also enables you to move around. And so, I mean, pure and simple magnesium helps normal muscle and nerve functions as well as so much more.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been reading a lot about magnesium, and it just seems like, it's one of those wonder things, I mean, it sounds like it's a good thing. I know your body has magnesium, and I mean, it's found in your blood and your bones, and, I mean, it's found all out through your body, so it's not like it's something that you're putting into your body that but as we get older, from what I've been reading, as we get older, our bodies become less, and it doesn't have quite as much magnesium with us anymore, and so putting it back there and replenishing it is not actually a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 95% of Americans are magnesium deficient, according to study.
Right. It just seems like it's, a pretty good thing, I mean.
Oh, definitely.
Right. And there's other things out there other than magnesium. They say capsaicin is really good for you. Ginger is really good for you. Now, what other stuff is in your products?
What was that? My phone's messing up. We're going through a storm.
Oh, what is some of the other stuff that is in your products?
Well, in the let me see. In the pain relief salve, which also has magnesium in it, which is a popular one, it quite actually really good. It's got sage, rosemary, calendula, blue vervain, white willow bark, echinacea, magnesium oil, peppermint, and the coconut oil and beeswax. But another one of my favorite herbs, and especially for like internal use, would be turmeric.
Right.
And it's known for its use in Indian food, but a lot of people don't know its medicinal benefits, which, I mean, it's a powerful anti-inflammatory. And according to research that was done in 1971 and 1991, it even has a stronger anti-inflammatory action than hydrocortisone.
Yeah, a lot of the more natural stuff, I mean, it just seems like, why not try it? I'm not going to really hurt you to try it or nothing like that. I'm not saying that, natural stuff is the way to go, because it don't work for everybody, obviously, but I know a lot of the stuff that you have does work for me. And Chantal, would you like to talk a little bit about the herbs you've had?
Sure. I had RSD for approximately 10 years before and had searched forever for somebody to do herbal and hooked up with Jessica on Etsy. And within a few days, she sent me the spray and the kit, and I was in a major flare-up. And within 5 minutes of putting the spray on, the flare-up had stopped. And that was 9 months ago. And I think in those 9 months, I've had maybe 4 flare-ups. And they're usually something I've done or medication that my doctor has changed for other problems that I've had. And, I mean, anything I suggest to her, she comes up with it. And it's just amazing.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of that stuff. You combine some of them products together and stuff, it does work out pretty good. And, I get one of the things that I get a lot of is people say, well, how do you know it works? And, it's herbal and there's no, and it's like, well, I understand, that it's an herbal thing and it's not like some powerful pain relief medicine and stuff like that. The thing I get a lot of times, and my theory on it is, if you haven't tried it, how do you know that it doesn't work?
Well, I know that I had 22 lower nerve blocks. I've been on morphine. I've been on Oxycontins. I've been on everything. I was getting like 240 Oxycontins a month, and I was still in pain. The only difference was I was drugged up. And now I'm not, and I'm fully functional, and pretty much health-wise, I can do almost anything. My daughter says all the time that she thanks Jessica for giving her mom back because I'm not a spaced-out case or anything.
Right, I know how you feel there with being drugged up all the time. Excuse me. I know I've got RSD too, as most of you know. I've had it for about going on 9 years, and I've struggled with it quite a bit. And there for a while, I felt like I was a drug mule. I mean, they kept pushing all kinds of different drugs, and then I would either be sick from it, or I was getting where it just wasn't working, or, I could barely function because I was so drugged up and tired and, and this and this and that. But I have now got it to where, with using the stuff that Jessica sent me, I was able to cut a couple of the drugs out that I don't need anymore. And, if it wouldn't have been for you, Chantal, I would have never known about Jessica, and I'm glad that you introduced me to her. And the whole purpose of the radio show tonight is I would like to get more people to understand and not be so scared to use some of the more natural stuff. A lot of the natural stuff isn't going to hurt to take it with some of the medications you're taking now. If you have a fear of, oh, well, is this going to hurt me if I take this with, what I'm taking now? Just ask your doctor. I do know that there are some pain management doctors out there now that are trying to go a little bit more natural. For instance, the other day I was talking to somebody from New York. I cannot remember the doctor's name, but he is starting to go more natural as well. And the lady I was talking to said that the natural stuff that he's got her on is helping her a lot more than what, the pharmaceutical medicine was doing for her. So it's not a bad thing. The thing is just trying to get people to get off of that fear and, just try it.
Right.
It's not a bad thing. And like I said, I've been doing a lot of research on some of the different herbal things. And when you do a lot of research on it, the number one thing that they keep coming back to is magnesium. They're trying to, the whole magnesium thing, they're looking at, because they're saying that it can help with Lyme, fibro, obviously the RSD, there's many people that I have talked to besides Chantal that is actually having some good progress with the different magnesium stuff that's out there and some of the other herbal stuff that's out there. So it's not a bad thing to try, the way I see it, it's not a bad thing. Some people may just throw their hands up and say, I don't want to even mess with it. Okay, that's fine, But what I'm getting at is please don't knock on people that are using it and saying, oh, it don't work. You know what I mean?
My pain management doctor encouraged me to try natural because he agreed that usually most medical things don't work in our case, and we just become accustomed to taking the pain pills and living life that way.
Right.
And I wasn't satisfied with that. And the great thing about Jessica is that she works with you, and like with me, when I've gone into flares within a day or two, she's already sent me something new to try. And like you said, I sometimes just layer on different things or use different capsules at the same time and just make a mixture of it, and it's really, really good. I have told all my doctors everything that she puts in it, and before I take any new meds, I run it by her and the doctor, but there's been no conflicts, nothing.
Right, and that's
I always
about
try
it,
to be the safest with interactions.
Right. And I like that. That is one thing I do like about that, Jessica, is because you are willing to work with people, to try to help them. Unlike, some doctors, you go in there and they, okay, this is what I want you to do, and they're rattling off 100 things, and then, okay, see you later, and they walk out the door. And then you're just sitting there like, a little bit confused, Now, what is the number one thing that you recommend, Jessica?
Well, I definitely recommend magnesium, as we've talked about. I mean, that I have found the greatest success with, I think, when it comes to pain relief and management is, I mean, it's really just the top. I haven't found anything better. I've had the most success with it for my pain, and pretty much everybody I've talked to is really fallen in love with magnesium, be it, an oil they get from somewhere else or, my spray or my salve or whatever it is. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people, and magnesium has always been the top of the list.
She makes a great magnesium cooling salve, and it works fantastic when you have a burn.
Really? Yeah, I could have used that. Last week I could have used some of that. I was cooking supper, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I tipped over. It was like a potato type thing that I was cooking, but it had a like broth to it, and I knocked it over, and it went all over my hand. It burnt my hand, so I could have used that then.
Well, it works really good for flare-ups too. So it just happens to somehow it just cools up your area at the same time as making it comfortable with the magnesium. So you're out of pain almost instantly.
And that's the biggest thing I found with RSD is, the warming effect that some of the herbs have that I try to definitely avoid because, why add warming sensation to something that's already on fire? So I know I try to generally avoid, like, capsaicin and stuff like that because I know that it tends to warm the skin.
Right.
And, that would be horrible. I would hate to do that to somebody.
Oh, yeah, by all means, It's, like I said, it's not for everybody, and, and I am not by any means trying to push it on anybody, but, what's it going to hurt to try this stuff, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm saying, hey, you got to take it, and that's just the end of the story. That's not what I'm saying, by all means, that's not what I'm saying at all, but I'm just saying, for the people out there that keep saying this isn't helping, this is not helping, why don't you just try some of the things? There's a bunch of different things out there that you can try, and like I said before, Jessica is, if you have any questions, Jessica, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, you can get a hold of me on Facebook under Voodoo Herbs, or you can message me through my website, which is voodooherbs.net, or, even just search for me on Facebook. I'm actively involved in a lot of the RSD groups on there and the chronic pain groups, and, I'm pretty findable.
Okay, yeah. For a lot of you out there that's watching on Facebook, I am live on Facebook. Part of my program that was supposed to feed what we're talking about right now on the radio show into Facebook is not working. I will get that fixed for our next show, so you'll be able to hear the whole conversation. If you're not able to hear it on here, just check us out on either my website or Talk Radio. I will also, after we're done, it'll probably be tomorrow, the radio show will be on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Just search for Putting Fire Out. It pops up pretty easy there. So I apologize for the issue with the Facebook live feed. It's not working right. Shows that I'm live, but I don't know if it's actually working. I know the sound's not working because that program's down. So, Jessica, can you talk a little bit about some of the other products that you have?
Yeah, absolutely. So aside from the kit, I mean, I do sell all the stuff individually as well, or mix and match. I mean, whatever. I do the obviously the magnesium spray or the salve. I have anti-inflammatory pain relief capsules, which are really great. I use them for my spinal arthritis, and I've had a lot of success with them. I know Chantal uses them quite often, and I've got several other people that do. And with those, I mean, it's just turmeric, ginger, some nettle, rosemary, and depending on the particular person, some white willow bark. I know that can create sensitivities for those who are, sensitive to aspirin. And so with that, I can't always take it out or substitute, and I try to work with everybody individually on that. But I've also got my anti-inflammation salve, which I'm a big fan of as well, which is just, yarrow, mallow, sage, rosemary, lavender, ginger, peppermint, thyme, myrrh, yada, yada. And that works really good as well. I mean, with my arthritis, I don't have RSD, but I do have spinal arthritis. And with that, when I'm particularly having a rough day, it's one of my favorites as well. And I do custom orders based on, individuals. If somebody's having a particular certain symptom or pain, I try to work based on their specific needs. I mean, be it a simple comfrey salve, which is a great topical, or, something like a custom capsule. I mean, I always try to work with the individual. Yeah, I know another one of my favorites is ashwagandha root. It's pretty good taken by itself, and I know Chantal's like that as well. But research has showed that ashwagandha, produces components that are similar to the body's own steroid hormones and are a great anti-inflammatory for diseases such as, and it's also a great restorative for the elderly and the chronically ill. Kind of helps bring back, just general well-being. Right.
Now, the one thing I had that I wanted to ask is, if you have a woman that's pregnant, are these products safe for her as well, or is that something that, like a lot of things, kind of steer clear of?
With that, if the person was pregnant, I would work with them specifically to set up something that was safe for them to use. But as a base generalized kit, I wouldn't recommend it due to the fact that it does contain, white willow bark and whatnot. And I definitely wouldn't want any issues with the sweet little one. So I would work with that person individually and come up with a kit based on the fact that they're pregnant. Right.
Now, I was reading earlier today, do you know anything about devil's claw?
I've heard about it, actually, yeah. I've heard that it's really good for pain relief.
Yeah, I was, I think it's, what is it, like a South African herb or something like that? But, see, my mom has rheumatoid arthritis, and, I mean, she's been using some of the products that I got from you, and it seems to be helping her real good, too. But I had a friend of mine that was telling me about the devil's claw, but they say it's really good for managing like arthritis, lower back pain, and they say that the side effects with it are actually extremely, extremely rare. So I didn't know if you knew much about that or not.
Oh yeah, it's a great anti-inflammatory, and I haven't heard of too many side effects that come with it as well. Yeah, and it's it's pretty good for a lot of things. I know it's a digestive stimulant as well. And it helps with the gallbladder and all sorts of good stuff like that. Poor digestion, absorption of food. So not only good for inflammation, but good for the digestive system.
Right. Now, I have I'm not sure who it is, but somebody sent us a message. They're wanting to know, she says that she has issues with gallbladder, but she was, let me read here. Okay, she was wanting to know is it turmeric? It's TURMERIC. Is that okay for her to take with the gallbladder issues? Do you know?
Let me double check right now. I just want to make sure that I'm not giving her any wrong information. So give me 2 seconds.
Okay. All right.
I know with me,
Chantal,
when I started taking it, I had to start slow and then work my way up to, but I was taking it before Jessica's capsules. So I was taking it pure from physical therapy, but it did really upset my tummy. But I worked my way up slowly to it. And the stuff that Jessica sent, I haven't had any problems with.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with the stuff that she sent me either. I've got to be careful with a lot of stuff I take. I have a extremely sensitive stomach. I mean, just about anything, like Vicodin and different things I can't take. I mean, it just makes me sicker than a dog. And I have not had one bit of problems with, with the stuff that you sent to me. So I know everybody's stomach's not the same, and but for somebody wondering, I mean, I haven't had any problems with it. I'm not saying anybody wouldn't have problems with it, but the way it sounds, it don't sound like a lot of people are having too many problems.
And from everything, to answer your previous question, from everything that I just read up, it shouldn't affect her gallbladder, but it would be something to talk to her doctor about, just to err on the side of safety.
Okay. All right. Alrighty, so...
Yeah, but I know I've got a really bad stomach, too, and that was my concern when it came to the capsules and the, severity of the turmeric. But I don't have any issues with it, too, and I suffer with nausea and all sorts of fun stomach problems.
Yeah, my stomach, I wish I had a different stomach, but, I mean, it's what I've got, and just have to deal with it, But, yeah.
Jessica also makes some great stuff for stomachs. She makes a lot of good stuff for different illnesses. Anything I have, I'll usually call her, and allergies, and when I have tummy problems, she sends things along. And I mean, basically anything. I don't really take regular meds anymore, except for some diabetes issues that I have and some mental issues.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't even take Tylenol or anything anymore. I just usually give her a call, and she'll send eardrops, she'll send everything, and I don't have to really worry about side effects or anything like that.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I honestly think, and this is just my opinion, but, Jessica, what you're doing, I think, is awesome, and I thank you so much for everything that you do. I know you do a lot. You've done a lot to help me, so this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help get you out to more people. I hope that it don't overwhelm me or nothing like that. But I'm really glad that you're here.
Aw, thank you. I definitely
I couldn't imagine my life without her.
I deal with my own little fun spiel of pain, nothing compared to what I know that you guys deal with. But I just try to help. I mean, it was something that I started out to do, and Chantal got a hold of me, and that kind of just started this awesome journey. And, I mean, all the people that I talk to and that it helps makes every second of it worthwhile. Right.
Now, just I'm curious about something here. How did you two come across each other?
She actually messaged me on Etsy because I had a small little shop on there, and I had probably just started opening that shop. And so I had, maybe soap and a couple assorted teas and stuff on there. And she randomly sent me a message out of the blue asking me if I knew anything about RSD. And, I mean, I was openly honest with her, told her I had no idea, but I'm willing to do the research. And I looked it up and discovered this horrible thing and felt compelled to help her out. And from that, I mean, we built a great friendship, and I'm so thankful that I got to meet her.
Yeah, I had messaged quite a few people, and, well, not a lot, but maybe 5-6 people, and was turned down and everything. And I just got a feeling about Jess. She had nothing really in there about pain control or anything, but something told me to message her, and I did, and she got right back to me. And, I mean, even the one time that I flared up, she was up for all night long studying, trying to get me something new. And, I mean, she's just, I don't know how I would live without her right now. She's just amazing. And I understand that it doesn't work for everybody, but like you said before, it's, what's the problem with trying? If you're sick of being on meds and nothing is working and you're in pain, then
Right.
I've always believed try everything that's not going to like really interfere with your living and your body. And this was worth it. I knew that, you know, herbal stuff had worked for other problems. So in the olden days, so why not try it again? And believe it or not, she's gifted some way. And like I said, we connected, and she's made it her goal to help everybody that's in pain. And I really admire that about her.
Yeah, I remember, it's been a little bit while, but Jess, were you still trying to help people that maybe cannot afford the products? Is that something that you're still going towards?
Absolutely,
okay.
yes, because I understand that a lot of people can't afford this stuff. I mean, with all the doctors and everything else, I totally get it. It's difficult, and I mean, anybody who genuinely needs the help, I always work with them.
Right. You know, and I don't know, and maybe I shouldn't ask this, but do you have something set up, you know, like if somebody wanted to donate, like either money or part of a product or something like that, just to kind of help take the ease and kind of take the edge off of you a little bit? Do you have anything like that?
I do have a GoFundMe page which goes towards it, but I've been thinking about doing like even maybe an Amazon wish list or something that I could make public for people if they do want to contribute by just buying products that would go towards, you know, ingredients, say coconut oil or beeswax, that would go towards, you know, the products that would be donated to people. I've been thinking about maybe doing that as well so that they know exactly what their money's going to as well.
Right. Okay. If you wouldn't mind, if you will send me that information, you can just PM me on Facebook or whatever, and I will get that information up in the groups. And I'm also working on a page right now in my website that will have all your information on there. That way, if, say, somebody comes across it on my website, then they'll be able to contact you through Facebook or through your website or, you know, stuff like that. So, I mean, if that's okay with you,
absolutely.
Just, you know, send me that info, and I will get it up. That way, everybody's able to see it. If you do get something set up with Amazon, go ahead and if you want to send me that too, I will do whatever I can do to help you out.
Okay.
Honestly, most of her stuff I found is a lot cheaper than even the co-pays that you pay for medicine.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my pain meds cost more, their co-pays cost more than what she charges. And that's the one thing I love about Jess is that if you can't afford it, she'll work with you, and she doesn't give up until she helps you find some kind of relief. But you just got to keep trying and believing. You know, you can't just try one thing. Like you would keep trying different meds, and also your body does get used to different things, and she will always mix it up for you. I have several of her different products that I'll just switch around on my body just because the RSD will, you know, play tricks on you and get used to stuff. And surprise.
And I always try to work with people if they you know, if something doesn't work for them, I always try to reformulate it or at least work with them to find something that does help them out. Just because, you know, I understand that the first go around it might not work for them, so I try and, you know, continually work with people as they contact me. That if they tell me, you know, hey, this worked but this didn't, I, you know, try and reformulate for them.
Right. Now, is there anything that, for instance, I know I heard you say that, you know, sometimes the capsaicin is not a good thing. If a person, say they want to try to go a little bit with the herbal stuff, they want to maybe just go to the store and buy something or stuff like that, is there anything that you would say, let's say, for instance, maybe steer clear of?
To steer clear of, well, when it comes to RSD, I would probably definitely avoid, you know, the cayenne because that's the main source of the capsaicin, and that would warm me up a little bit. I mean, the biggest thing I would suggest is, you know, do your research and, you know, look up what you're planning on getting just to make sure that, A, there's not going to be any interferences, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes to generalized going to a store, I mean, everything's generally relatively safe-ish. I mean, I would definitely avoid, anything warming or capsaicin type of creams, especially if you're feeling the burn. But yeah.
Yeah, now if you ask me, my suggestion would be contact Jess, or even contact Chantal. I don't think she would turn you away. I think she would help you, and she would help get you to Jess. I mean, that's something that you'd be willing to do, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I never turn anybody away, and I try to offer as much as information as I know, and a lot of times I'll get Jess to go on like a three-way message with the people so that, I could talk to them and she could talk to them, and I go back and I check to see how people are working out with her stuff just to make sure they're okay. And, sometimes it's hard to get a hold of somebody, like, they're afraid to get back to Jess or something like that because they don't want to tell her it's not working. And I go back and double check, just to try to support people and keep them going.
Right.
And even if they don't use her stuff and they use, just regular whatever they can get, I've made it my mission since knowing Jess, because it's kind of in a weird way made all the last 9 years in pain worth something, because now I can help others. And that's my goal is, anybody that needs support or anything could get a hold of me. And if they want to try with Jess, I'll be more than happy to share with them, share them with her and share my information and what I've learned.
All right, you have been amazing through this whole thing. I mean, honestly, I could have never done it without you. I mean, the people that we've reached solely based on the effort that you've put in is absolutely phenomenal and amazing. I mean, you are such an advocate for it, and I mean, that's wonderful.
I'm, like I said before, I'm glad that you have come in to help the community. Not only just with, for instance, is there certain things out there that can help, like Lyme, fibro, MS, just all the different, chronic pain? Is there certain things that you recommend for this one that you wouldn't recommend for another one? I mean, is that something that is the case, or is it, a lot of your products are good to cover different, like multiple chronic pain issues?
A lot of them are good to cover multiple of them, but I have had certain people contact me with certain conditions. They're like, hey, I've got really bad rheumatoid arthritis in my hand, for an example, and I've looked at your products, but I was wondering if there was anything you could make more geared towards me. Usually, I mean, I generally give them the basic kit, and every now and again, depending on the circumstance, I will tweak it a little bit based on their needs, but it is a good general pain relief kit for a wide variety of issues.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier today. I thought, can one thing cover a lot of different things, or is it, did you have to kind of alter things to make it geared towards just one thing? That was one of the things I kind of wondered about, so I wanted to get that question in there before I forgot about it. So.
Oh, yeah. I had to make it pretty broad for a wide variety of issues, because I figured a lot of people who suffer with either RSD generally have other conditions, or, vice versa. People who have just arthritis, have other conditions that are affiliated with it. So I tried to make it a broad type pain relief kit so that, we could hit a lot of the different conditions on the head. And if it doesn't work, I always try to dig in a little bit deeper and find more specific symptoms and things that I need to target versus just a generalized kit.
Right. I just, I can't say, how thankful I am of everything that you've been doing. I mean, I really am. So, Chantal, was there something that you had that you wanted to say?
Well, just crossing on the pain issue, I have neck problems and arthritis and degenerative discs, and I have trigger spots, and everything that she's done so far has helped to cross that. And I'm just thrilled. I mean, like I said before, even if people don't want to try the kit, they could get a hold of me on Facebook. I'd love to talk to people from around the world about it, about RSD, about anything else, and try just to support people, because I know what it's like to be stuck in a bedroom for 9 years and nobody to talk to and not even have your family support you. And, you know, I'm out there to help, and I know that's what Jessica is making her goal, too, is just to support everybody in the community and just to stay positive. That's been the most important thing with me. It's just physically and mentally stay positive and cut out stress as much as I can, and it's really made a difference.
Yeah, I know. When I was first diagnosed, I'm one of them type of people that I have to research everything. You know, I mean, you know, if I hear something on TV and I don't know about it, but I kind of pique an interest to it. I mean, I'm jumping online and what is this, you know, and going on and on. And, you know, when I first sat down, I did, what really led to it is I had a nerve conduction study done. And when the doctor got the results with me, he says, you know, he says, he didn't know exactly what RSD was, but he'd heard about it. And, you know, I mean, he's kind of read some things here and there. And he was talking about the nerves misfiring and overfiring and stuff like that. And that's what led him to start wondering if it wasn't RSD. But this was just a regular orthopedic doctor at the time. And he sent me to a pain management doctor, and the pain management doctor's like, yeah, you know, this is what it is. And when he first said that, I just kind of looked at him, you know, like I had no idea what he was talking about. And when I went home and I started looking at it and reading into it, you know, I thought, wow, you know, I'm in a lot of trouble here. You know, how do I deal with this, you know? And I had a cousin that just looked at me like there was not one thing at all wrong with me whatsoever at all. He says, you look fine. He says, I think you're just making all this up, you know. And that's what, you know, a lot of these diseases, that's why they call them the hidden illness, you know. RSD doesn't show anything. I mean, yeah, sure, sometimes, you know, we get color changes to our skin and stuff, but everybody doesn't see that, you know. And you can't just be sitting somewhere and waiting for it to happen, because RSD is like a monster of its own. It comes in, it appears when it wants to appear. So everybody's like, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with you, you know. And that's the big thing. When you don't have somebody to support you, that is hard, you know. And Jessica, I mean, you are a big supporter, and a lot of these people, you don't even know them, but they've come to you for help, and you've supported them. You know, I mean, that to me, that means the world to me, and that says a lot about who you are.
Aw. Well, it's my pleasure. I mean, it means the world to me to help these people. And I've met so many wonderful people through this amazing process, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah, I'm glad that I have come across both of you. You know, Chantal and I talk quite a bit. That don't go by that we don't at least say hi to each other. You know, I'm very glad that I come across both of you. Chantal, is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, that's pretty much it, I think.
Okay.
You know, just pretty much don't give up. Just keep searching. If, you know, if meds aren't working or shots aren't working or herbal stuff isn't working, don't give up. And if your family doesn't believe you, don't give up. I mean, I have really, really good days, and then, you know, I might overdo it and then be in pain the next day, and my family will say, oh, well, you were fine yesterday, but I don't give up.
Yep.
And the one thing is
right.
that if I start to feel like I'm going to give into it, I usually message Jessica, and she's like, well, we're going to work on this together. You're never going to be in that kind of pain. And, you know, and other people like
right.
that. And it's really nice to have a good support system around you, even if it's not your family or friends,
right.
even if it's just strangers around the world, as long as you have, you know, good support. And that's the one thing I always tell people is join Facebook groups, join other support groups. It's really hard to find in-person groups. I've been looking forever. Now that I've moved out near Nashville, and I have a long list that I could join, but, you know, it's just so important to really, really have positive people surround you. And if it can't be your family and friends, because we lose so many, then find them through the internet, and we care just as much as a friend would. You know, I know that I love everybody that I get in touch with, and I know that I'm loved, and that really pulls me through a lot of days.
Right. Well, since we're down here, Jess, can you one more time just go over some of the different ways that people can get in contact with you?
Yes, absolutely. So feel free to look me up on Facebook. It's Voodoo Herbs, or you can go to voodooherbs.net, or even just Google search, or not Google search, but Facebook search for Jessica Johnston. You can get a hold of me in many of the RSD groups and chronic pain groups. I'm involved in a lot of those as well. Feel free to shoot me a message anytime. I mean, even if you just need to talk, need somebody to listen, I'm always more than happy to talk to people. You know, I will never give up on anybody. So, you know, feel free to message me anytime, and I'll get a hold of you right away.
Okay. Also, for the people that are in putting the fire out, the Facebook group, not the page, the group. If you at the very top, there's a document that is clear at the very top. That's the first thing you see when you start to scroll through. If you click on where it says "See More," and you scroll down, I do have links to Jess's website, and also I have your link to your page on that as well. So it is in the group. You know, if you're in the group and you look, it's right there. So
Right.
With that, do either one of you have anything else?
Not that I can think of right this second.
Nope.
All righty. Okie doke. Well,
thanks for having us on.
Oh yeah, anytime you want to come on, just shoot me a message and we'll get you on there. If you see that I'm live and you hear something that I'm messing up or you don't agree with, feel free to call in. There is also a chat on there where you can send a message into, or you can contact me through Facebook. Anytime you guys want to come on, just let me know. I'm very, very glad that you guys come on tonight. I appreciate it very much.
Anytime. It's always a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
There is.
Well, like I said, I appreciate it, and I will let you guys go as long as there's nothing else you have to throw in there.
Not that I
good.
can think of.
All righty. Well, like I said, I appreciate it, and I thank you, and we'll talk to you later then.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk to you later. Thank you.
Take care and have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. So with that, wrapping up, I hope everybody kind of understands what we were talking about. Like I said, I am by no means trying to push any of this on you. I'm just saying if you think that you want to try it, or, you know, the medicine that you're on isn't working quite as well, you know, I mean, if you want to give some of this stuff a try, just contact Jessica, me, or Chantal. We can get you in touch with her, or, you know, like she said, you can search for her on Facebook, all that good stuff like that. At first, you know, I mean, I was not one that was always real big into the herbal stuff like that, but it's like Jessica said, I think it was Jessica earlier, she was talking about, or Chantal maybe, was talking about, you know, some of the herbal stuff being around for ages and ages and ages, you know. My grandmother, when she passed away, she was almost 90 years old, and she still stood by a lot of the herbal remedies that she did when she was younger, you know. So that's what kind of got me thinking about it, and I decided to go ahead and try it out, and I'm glad I did. But like I said, I'm no means forcing anything on you, so please don't take it that way. because that's not what I'm doing at all. Just trying to help the community out, help you get a different alternative. If anything helps at all, that's what I'm here for. I'm just here to try and help everybody. There's been so many people that have helped me. I've come a long way, and I just kind of want to give back to everybody. I can't thank everybody enough that has stepped in and helped me, so that's just what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to help everybody back. So that's what it's all about. I'm all about putting the fire out on chronic pain. I'm just burning for a cure. So with that, I'm going to sign off now, and I hope I didn't bore anybody. I hope you continue to listen. And thank you to everybody that supports me, supports the group, supports the people that's in the group. I really do appreciate it because, we all got to work and move as one, help each other out. So, like I always say, never give up and never give in. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and I hope everybody has a good evening, and I hope you enjoyed the show. So thank you much, and we will talk to you later.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.